It's back to school for some of those first districts that are going back. Barrow County, one of them. But now we're in this season of more and more schools heading back to school. And it's a challenging time for a lot of families. And it just maybe puts a spotlight on challenges a lot of people are facing all year round as we all grapple with affordability being such a challenge in our lives. One local restaurant group is working to help close the gap through its community outreach initiative. It is called Community AF. Joining us, co-founders Kevin Edwards and Anthony Harris. So glad you're both in studio. Happy Friday and welcome in.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
And thank you for making a difference in our community. First, let's just kick it off with talk about the initiative and what your objective is.
So, first of all, we want to thank Atlanta for the support of Hungry AF and everything that they've made possible through their support. And we like giving back to the community. So we created an arm of Hungry AF called Community AF. And right now, Community AF has been doing a lot of back-to-school drives. We have one this evening in College Park. We did one last week. We did one with the city of East Point, Councilman Sean Atkins. So we're actively involved in giving back to the community that supports us.
That's great, Kevin. Anthony, what's been the response when you are out at those drives? What are you seeing on the ground?
It's always been a good response. The community comes out. We deliver some of our great food just to support the community and give back to the school system.
Talk about the need that you're seeing. You know, we do so many stories about, families who are working so hard and it's just hard to put, maybe all the things you need together because prices just keep going up. What needs are you seeing out there that made you say, hey, we want to do something extra. We want to do this Community AF to make sure that we can be part of the solution?
What we are seeing out there, a lot of people are struggling just to make ends meet. And what we wanted to do was help bridge the gap. And, I saw a heartbreaking story where a mother was actually stealing from a store to try to provide for her kids to go back to school. And she was adamant at saying, I don't have it. I just want my kids to go back to school just like every other kid. So it really touched and resonated with us because we didn't come from a silver spoon environment ourselves. We came from an environment where our parents had to make ends meet, and we wanted to try to bridge the gap between the community that supports us and the people that need help.
My whole life growing up, we'd have popcorn with apples and peanut butter for dinner at the end of the week. And I'd ask my mom when I was an adult, like, that was such a cool tradition. She's like, no, we just run out of money by then. And that's what we did for dinner until like the next paycheck came in, I was thinking about that mom and that desperate feeling of just wanting your children to have what they need. And then talk about the response when you guys are there and say, hey, we can help you. What are some of the stories you're hearing from the people that you're serving?
It's always a good response. People are always happy. We love to just give back to what they need.
Yeah. How can people get involved?
Well, we try to, do things ourselves because the Atlanta community has been so good to us. We're about to open our 11th location, and that's in 3 years. And it's been incredible with the response that Atlanta owes us nothing. And that's why we're so happy to give back to the community because they've helped us reach our goals.
How can local businesses play a bigger role in our communities? You guys are kind of setting the pace, showing how that can be done. From your perspective, how can more businesses jump in there to help fill gaps?
What we're seeing a lot of businesses get involved in the community now. Business is not like it used to be. A lot of businesses are struggling, and we recognize that. With us, we've been blessed. And we want to pay it forward, So we try to raise the bar so people can get out there and help. But we know a lot of businesses are struggling at this time, and they're just trying to make ends meet themselves. So we want to try to be the front runner because Atlanta's been so good to us, and our business has been thriving so much that we want to give back. We want to be able to touch that little boy or little girl who doesn't have what they need in order just to be happy to go to school.
Yeah. Yeah. If they're not fed, if they're not nurtured and supported in the way they can, how do they learn? You know, how can they go in and maximize the experience, even in what should be a safe and wonderful place for every kid, which would be at school. And I was thinking as you were talking, you know, if everybody does a little bit, the burden doesn't fall on everybody. So if, you know, Atlanta's Mayor Andre Dickens always talks about the group project
Yes.
of the city. And
Yes.
this is another way the city can be part of a group project. What has it meant to you personally to be involved in the initiative?
It means a lot to me. You know, I come from a low income family early on. So it just means a lot to see the smile on kids' faces, to get school supplies they probably can't afford, school supplies they actually need to learn, to elevate. So it's really touching to me.
And when you take care of the kids, you're supporting the parents and also the teachers, who often are the ones that have to close the gap, right? Providing different things at school as well. What is your hope for where you all will go in the future?
Our hope is to be, you know, one of the biggest restaurant groups in the country. We're on our way, one step at a time. But I want to touch back. You know, we really wanted to see the self-esteem of the kids that is just so strong in them that they are able to look at themselves and say, I can be an entrepreneur. I can own my own restaurant. I can have my own restaurant group, you know, and that's why we wanted to jump in and help, because a lot of kids, they lack the self-esteem, and they lack the self-esteem because they don't have the proper tools to be able to be successful in school. And we want to be able to help them be successful in school and give them the self-esteem they need. You know, I never met a millionaire when I was growing up. There's no millionaires in my family or anything like that. But I knew it was always something in it, and it was always someone there to help me realize what being successful was.
I love that. It's like casting a vision, supporting them now and casting a vision about the future. And you guys are great examples. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's stay in touch. I'd love to hear more about how it grows, the initiatives in the future. And thanks so much for stepping up and filling a need for so many families, especially now as we are in back to school. It's so good to meet you both.
Thank you.
Kevin, Anthony, thanks so much.